Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Nikken Pulse. I'm your host with my co-host, William Todd, Mike DiMuccio here, and we're so happy to give you some insights about something we're really pumped about. We just came through a curriculum we call iCAN, and iCAN 2 is about to get started. We've got some guest speakers here with us who've been through that curriculum, and they can share some information about what they found to be good about it and useful about it. So, William, to you.
Thank you, Mike. Just as a jet's flying over the top of me here, I just wanted to, can you believe that? I think it might be landing on the house. Wanted to say a good day to everybody, but you know, you're right. I'm excited. You're excited. A lot of people are excited because what we realized is that we are sitting in an unbelievable, unprecedented time in our industry where all of a sudden, just in the flash of a month or two, this idea of becoming customer-centric focused has come to life. I just met with about 2 or 3 other industry leaders in the last few days that are asking me, what are you guys doing? Because we are freaked out. We don't know what we're going to do. And so what happened, Mike, was that you and I, and especially you, reached out to a great friend of yours and a colleague of the past that was very passionate about customer-centric focus. And he said, look, I've got a program I've been waiting to introduce to a company, and I would love to introduce it to Nikken. So we on the call here today have added some people that just starting Wednesday are graduating from this 90-day course called iCAN Attitude. So I'm just going to run right over to Bill Cotto real quick. And Bill, you probably didn't know a lot about this course. You were probably introduced to it like I was. I was a paid attendee as well. But I remember hearing some of your testimony. What did you experience in those last 90 days?
A huge change in my attitude, in my ability to be successful. I was very, very impressed that Marty had the skill set to create a content for a course like this that was just spot on. As an educator, I'm used to training. I'm used to teaching online and those types of things. And he, week by week, he always had me surprised. It was always something new each week that was just a gem. And listening each day to the recordings that we had access to and reading through the script was very, very helpful. I would say that this is probably one of the most significant things that I've experienced since I've been in Nikken 17 years ago that has helped me to build our business.
Wow, and it sounds like you're a grandfather today as well in the background.
I apologize. We have a 4-week-old grandbaby, and then the other 4 siblings are running around. So
don't worry about it. Before you go off of mute, just one quick question, Bill. You know, I met somebody at the coffee shop yesterday, and I ended up buying their coffee and a bagel and everything, and I spent over $20. You spent $1 a day for 90 days. Do you think the value that you received and are able to apply in your life was worth it?
Absolutely. You probably would have paid twice that.
Really? I remember, that's funny you say that, because my wife said after the second week, she goes, I just got my $90 worth in week 2, and we still have 10 weeks left to go. Thanks, Bill Cotto. And where are you calling in from? Are you in Utah?
No, we're in North Carolina.
North Carolina. Fantastic. Well, thanks for being on the call. I'm going to go up north to Barb Satterwhite. Barb, you were also sending us replies on your homework assignments that you were actually posting scores on the scoreboard. What kind of scores were those? I mean, what did you actually see happen to you and the results of your business through those 90 days?
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, what I love about all this was learning the principles that work as long as you get your thoughts right. And it's just so refreshing because we have such wonderful products, so why not relax with this and do it appropriately? And what I found with doing this, I love the lessons, I love the repetition, the whole concept, and you know what, I laugh about it because it wasn't just for Nikken, it's for my whole life. But what happened was I was acquiring customers. Like I had 5 auto ship customers in June. July I've already got 3, and I just continue to feel more confident about what we have because I know the principles behind what we're talking, and the customer-centric focus I love, love, love. So what is amazing to me is what I was not aware of. And many people may know about all the principles, about repetition, whatever. I was not. And so what this course does is it not only taught me a lot of things, but it keeps me on track.
So I saw Marty sent me an email saying that you re-registered. Why? If you went through the course in 90 days, I know you get a discount for going through a second time, but why would you re-register? What do you think you can possibly learn that you haven't already?
I'm a slow learner. No. I just know that if I keep up this sort of thing and maintain, because I will fall back into my old habits if I don't continue to do. And what a venue to have such leadership, a focused leadership. I mean, it's a no-brainer, you know, to spend a half an hour a week on a call and do some homework every day that gets you to it's not only about acquiring your customers, but it's the piece around that, but it's also the excitement. I mean, I can't tell you how inspired I am now to show others how easy it is for them to do this business and base it on customers.
Oh, we could have ended the call right there, because that pretty much sums it up right there. You want to be able to enjoy what you're doing. And I find that a lot of times with this new focus of customer-centric ideals and principles, that there's not really a book written on it. There are some companies out there that exist, like Amazon and Starbucks and stuff like that, that focus on customer-centric principles. But for as an entrepreneur working out of their home, there's really not a manual until now. And so I'm happy that you went to iCANattitude.com and got your next registration starting here in about 10 days. So I'm going to switch over to another Barbara. Joseph, yeah, I think you guys actually live pretty close to each other in region, or?
No.
I
think Barb's in Virginia and I'm in Maine.
Yeah.
Totally
well,
different conditions.
Let me explain to you why I failed geography through my entire. Anyway, so Barb, Joseph, you also, you know, started replying back early in that I am adding results to my life, to my business life. Is it really the course or the actions, or what do you contribute to your success?
Well, I've always been interested in personal enrichment. I love being of service. And there's just something that when you come together and have a mentor and you're part of a program and a community and a culture, that exponentially is going to make some profound changes in growth. So even though I considered I was a person of integrity, listening skills, service-oriented, I'm even better now. And Marty has a very succinct, common sense, simple way of putting information out there. He's got an incredible background, but he just speaks calmly, and there's a certain word I was going to use about him.
He puts you in a trance. He puts you in a trance.
Well, there's no hype, you know? There's no hype. It's just kind of calm, and he's got interesting ways that he presents the information. So I ended up not only increasing my retail customers, but that there's also other people who are part of my team that are doing the same. And that gives me great pleasure that not only am I able to develop my small business home-based career, but I'm helping other people do that. And that we're all being of service and helping people with self-care, which is physical, mind, body, our families, society, and financially, because people are looking for solutions and we have something incredible to offer them. And this program really streamlines it, gives us direction, and every day there's something to work on. And it just is really empowering and inspiring.
So just to give everybody kind of an idea, you were asked to, in those 90 days, to show up Wednesday at 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern for 30 minutes, and you were given assignments, kind of like homework, and you had to report in that you had accomplished or did not accomplish those things. Did you participate in that? Did you commit to that? Did you follow through with doing what you said when you said you were going to do it?
I absolutely did. I looked forward to it. I found it exciting. It helped me keep on track to see what I was doing and where I wanted to go and what to tweak. And not only have I done it for these 90 days, but I did a course before this for 2 cycles with another great mentor, William Todd. And it really allows me to blossom and flourish. I think it's not difficult to do, that it's a half-hour call, and the homework, the reading, it's very enriching, and it doesn't really take a long time, but it makes a huge impact personally and professionally.
Brilliant. Michael, we have a founder of our company that started this whole thing on the fivefold philosophy, 5 areas of life: mind, body, family, society, and finances. And you and I, especially on this call for over 20 years, really succeeded in finances. Would you agree with that?
Agreed, yeah.
And so all of a sudden, this guy, Marty Jeffery, comes along and gets pretty excited about repetition and customer-centric focus. And it also happens at the same time the industry is shifting. So tell everybody listening who Marty is, why Barbara and Barb and Bill enjoy his mentorship, but that he's also third party to this. Even though he's been inside the box, right now he's outside the box because he can do so much more for us as a veteran of this industry, but more importantly now zeroing in on what every company is attempting to do, which is to get their members trained around this customer-centric focus. Who's Marty Jeffery?
Well, let me start by saying yourself and myself, we're independent Nikken wellness consultants. We're entrepreneurs and operating our own Nikken businesses. And as such, have taken on the responsibility of doing what we feel is necessary for our business to evolve. And Einstein, a very famous quote from Einstein, is you can't solve the problem from the level of consciousness that created it. So we knew that within the scope of ourselves and our team and our collaboration, there was still a limited understanding of what needed to happen in order to move this where we wanted to move, especially in lieu of the fact that there was a major paradigm shift taking place within the company and within the industry that is now being fortified by some of the regulations that are being put in place. So we're like 12 months ahead of the curve. But to seek professional help from the outside, from somebody who's had the benefit of both being in the Nikken culture, having built a diamond business himself, setting records actually in that process, then becoming the CEO of an organization we helped create called Team Diamond, which was a field organization, sort of the first of its kind in our industry, where we were really starting to forge what it meant to be collaborative entrepreneurs. And then he had gone on to other ventures and worked with other network marketing companies in the development of this strategy, a little bit ahead of the timing curve, but recognizing that this was the trend toward viability of the industry. The industry itself, being network marketing, is still in infancy if you consider overall sales compared to pretty much any other retail environment. So $130 billion a year in business worldwide, all of network marketing, is very, very small in contrast to other retail outlets. So the industry, in order for it to actually evolve into a maybe even $1 trillion industry, would have to start to adopt professionalism and adapt some of the things that are happening within the context of change through communications like the internet, etc. So it's inevitable that we would have to evolve along with it. Nikken took a very advanced move and jumped into that wholeheartedly. In fact, many of us thought perhaps to an extreme, but it turns out that it wasn't an extreme at all, that it was perfectly in alignment with what the future holds for this industry. So to bring a fellow like Marty, who's had a 40-year marketing career, successful entrepreneur, has run international companies, has been in the thick of some of the changes that are now being seen in our industry, and has already developed a curriculum that was perfectly suited to Nikken, because Nikken is where he cut his teeth in network marketing. It's just for us, it's a windfall. Obviously, Marty's not involved in this as an entrepreneur, as a consultant, so he doesn't have the benefit that we have in terms of building our organizations and profiting that way, at least not at this time. But to give him the benefit of being able to produce this work, this body of work for us, and for us to integrate it, he's created this iCAN program, which serves multiple purposes. So for me, as an entrepreneur, as an independent business owner, it's intelligent to move in this direction and to adopt this this concept. Those of you who took the plunge with us, who sort of took jumped in on faith, have now seen what this amounts to, and myself and William, by the way, did it as well, because we didn't know what was coming until maybe a week or so ahead of you guys. So for us, it's been a learning curve as well, and we've contributed to massaging certain things where it maybe makes sense for us in Nikken. But really, Marty has had full license to deliver what has been in his mind and in his heart and on paper and ready to go for some time. I'm very excited about being a repeat myself, because quite frankly, I'm a little bit like you, Barbara, a little bit of hard learner. So I'm not as equipped to do that repetition stuff. I kind of read a book once and, why would I read it again? It's like watching a movie more than once. But there is some validity to the idea of repeat, because in this particular instance, it's all about getting it to a level into the subconscious where the subconscious takes over, where what we start to do, we do naturally, because it's happening on a subconscious level. And so that's why I would consider doing it again.
Mike, in closing, you mentioned that we get to take a peek at the week coming up. So we've seen Wednesday's call, the final call, and then we go into graduation, the following week. You got to take part in the SAQ, the self-awareness quiz, like I did. That's what everyone else is going to experience this Wednesday. You also got to see the advent of My 5 and I and Together for Good. What do you have to say to the people about what's about ready to hit?
This is so advanced in terms of where we have been, and it's so simple at the same time that it totally fits the network marketing principle of keep it simple. But as a marketing mind myself, I see how profound this can be in terms of creating a face and a process for enrollment. I think it was one of the Barbs said that your confidence level has gone up. I think it was you, Barb Satterwhite, who said your confidence level has gone up to the point where you're excited about teaching other people. The whole teach three to reach three, the whole concept of now we actually have something to teach. We can empower other people and create results with, like our own. So we're not speaking with a lack of integrity, with a lack of experience. We have something that we now own, an experience, a process that's resulted in the acquisition of customers, and not just customers. In many cases, we're talking about auto ship customers, which and I know is the glue that keeps our business forever in motion. So when we extrapolate that into the concept of My 5 and I, putting a face on it, at the retail level, at the customer level, in a social media type environment, it has the potential to go viral. All of a sudden, we have something that's so exciting as a retail opportunity, as a retail face, that, like Barb, all of a sudden now you can start to get excited about telling other people. So the recruiting engine follows a natural process, not one that we have to hype up, which most other network marketing companies have had to do. That's been the way we did it. You hype it up about what's possible in terms of making money, and you hope somebody makes some money. And that didn't work so well, and so now we're getting our wrist smacked. But if you have a business that's demonstratable, customers that are legitimate, people buy the product because they love the product, not because they want to make money. Now you have something to teach people. Now you have something to duplicate, and to put a face on it. This is going to go viral.
Somebody asked me day before yesterday, said, I saw the logo for SAQ. What's it stand for? And I said, Sasquatch. I said, it's a monster. It's an animal that you cannot even imagine, because it's so big to what it's going to do to this industry, especially this company in this industry. And the way that I explained that is I said, you could take SAQ and attempt to formulate it to a lot of other companies, but it wouldn't work without the philosophy. Like the whole thing is.
Let me, if I may, there was an audio, William, you know this one really well, called Dead Doctors Don't Lie. This audio went absolutely ballistic and was responsible for a company doing ridiculous numbers. And it talked about third-party information. But the most fascinating information of all is our own information. So what if there was a mechanism whereby it could go viral and create an interest that a prospect goes through this mechanism, which takes about 3 to 5 minutes. And as a result of that, they're engaged. They're interested in what comes next. Can you imagine how that could be a recruiting tool? How fast that could, and it can do it, and we can do it electronically. It can be transmitted electronically.
Anywhere in the world.
Now what you have is the most powerful recruiting mechanism ever devised. And the center figure of that, the prospect.
Yeah. Well, and what was interesting for me was, and I know we're out of time, but when I received what my inviter received, like Marty sent me the invitation, I took the quiz and he said, hey, I know you got your score. I don't know what your score is, but he says, would you like to see what I now know about you as a human being? I said, yeah. How? He said, well, I'll forward it to you because it came in at the exact same time you got your quiz results. I got this little information sheet about who you are as a human being. I read the first sentence in the first paragraph, and it was it for me. And it said, undermined, this individual gets it. And I'm saying to myself, what questions did I answer where he got a message that I get to mind?
I said the same thing.
Then I went down to the body and the family. Oh my gosh! I said I've got a mailing list of about 200,000 people I want to send this invite to. So anyway, we're going on and on. If you want to be a part of the next course, it's iCANattitude.com. It starts the first Wednesday of August. It actually officially begins the second week of August, but you can get onto the graduation course, listen to all of the results from the people that graduated on a listen only. It's $90, $1 a day, and it officially begins again that first week in August. iCANattitude.com. And
I just want to mention one thing that we haven't talked about specifically.
Stay tuned for my5andI.com, Together for Good.
William and I do not profit from this. William and I are independent contractors. We've contracted Marty to do this. So we profit from the proceeds that come from our Nikken business. And what we are seeing, which are measurable, tangible results that you guys have echoed on this call, is all we need to know that the beta test, the prototype works. Now we want to take this to the next level. And so hopefully you'll see the value of doing that and helping us do that as well.
Barbara Joseph, go ahead, Barb.
You could see I wanted to say something. So neither of you benefit at all from me because I am not part of your heritage, your genealogy. And to me, that is something genuine and of value that Nikken culture embraces. And I am so grateful for that.
Well, I do benefit from your high energy.
I would also say, Barbara, that if we help the company, we help ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, as we raise the tide, everybody's boats float higher. So this is why it's important for this culture. This whole collaboration is so relevant.
And that's why I'm aligned with the company and with you, because not all companies offer that. So.
Brilliant. Barbara Satterwhite, did you have a closing comment?
I really do. I really, really believe everybody in Nikken who wants to build needs this course. And if they don't even learn anything about their business, they'll learn it about personal life. So to me, it is a must. It is because everything we do is between our two ears.
All right, perfect. Mr. Cotto, you have the last word.
And they're quiet for a moment. I giggle, absolutely. If nothing else, you will benefit from this personally. But really, those of us that are Nikken business builders will see a significant improvement in our ability to share this business with others. And here comes my grandson.
Thank you, Marty Jeffery. Thank you, Bill Cottle. Thank you, Barbara Joseph, Barbara Satterwhite, Mike DiMuccio. Thanks for being the host of The Pulse.
Thanks, everyone.